Now, my feeling is to go up here. Right, but these are all big bits. But that's going to make like a huge impact on the picture itself. Whereas this bit down here would literally finish off the corner. I guess we probably should. Yeah, okay, we'll do that up there. Which means we're probably going to be painting upside down so I can have it a little closer to me. Now, I also need to check to make sure that I don't have copious amounts of headcam going on while I'm doing this. And I don't, because I've positioned the camera up here in such a way as that I'm going to hit my head on the light before I actually put my head under it. So I thought that would be a good idea anyway. Right, let's see if I can center some of this in frame. Up. Still left. Kind of happy with that, actually. Let's zoom out a bit. Sorry you can't hear me over here, but just trying to get the best angles for you guys to see. Right, there we go. Look at that. Nice nails. Anyway, right. Let's get started, I guess. Number 8. We will go with. Because there's nothing like a bit of green on this picture. So here we go. Oh, nice to be back doing this. Had to take a break for a while because my back and this chair like, literally trying to murder me. Was not conducive with relaxing. And I like to relax when I'm doing it. Take it a little easy but I noticed the other day that I've kind of been lapsing on doing this because I haven't done paint by numbers for quite a long time now. So much so that I actually run out of my backlog of videos. So I think I tried to give my neck and my back plenty of time to heal up from the last time I was doing this. And as most of you already know, I actually enjoy doing this. So I enjoyed being in the new server yesterday, the 7 Days to Die one. Brutally hard, but really enjoyable and really centered around people grouping up, which is the ultimate goal, really, because you know there are plenty of servers out there where you can solo play, and I'm not suggesting that you can't solo play here. Funnily enough, right now I think there's 1 or 2 people in there at the moment, and they're complete individuals. They've not teamed up. They've not helped each other in any way, and yeah, they're doing really well from what I understand, which is nice. You know, it seems to have been well received, the new server, and also the beauty of it is something I haven't really said yet to everybody is that when the server when we all get bored or the game content runs out or the loot becomes, you know, less than desirable to do, there is absolutely no issue with changing the game to maybe Valheim or whatever. My ultimate aim is to potentially get myself a server box, not one that I have in my house, just one that I can rent, and then just have multiple servers running. Because my idea behind this and my way of thinking of it is is purely from a streamer standpoint. There's a lot of restrictions, some of them quite rightly so, bestowed upon us. With regards to copyright, and then also just what I like to call generally being a human being. I suppose Mod should shut up. I'm glad I checked out what stream it was, because this is relaxing enough to have on in the background as I grind out my Terraria playthrough. Excellent. Well, welcome in, Blue. It's nice to have you here, buddy. I was just explaining that the benefits of having a streaming server, and that is that the games themselves put in TOCs and say that you can't say this and you can't do that. But when you've got millions of people playing on it, and people that are literally not paying attention or not interested in the fact that it's age rated or content wise, whatever, on a smaller scale, it's much easier to try and manage and make sure that the people that are in there are not going to just try and destroy a streamer's video that they're working hard to do, or to potentially even end up destroying their career. Because a lot of people don't just do this for fun. A lot of people have actually centered their careers around it. So, to have some Wally come in and scream certain expletives and words that you are not politically correct to turn around and say in certain circumstances, or in fact in any circumstances. So the way I look at it is that if we own the server, then we get to, and I don't want to use this word in the broad spectrum, right? But we get to control who's in there. And then that way, then we can have a degree of certainty to a point where that's not going to be an option and we can relax. Like when I go into roleplay servers, for argument's sake, GTA, I literally, I'm on tenterhooks the whole time. Is somebody going to come across and say the N word or call somebody whatever? You know what I mean? Because they have no filter. They don't care. To them, it's probably funny. Or did that on there, and the streamer obviously got in trouble for it. And it's like, and I do understand Twitch's standpoint, because it must be kind of difficult for them, because to make rules up is hard. I've done it in a few servers, and it's difficult. So I just figured to take some of the guesswork out of it, we can have a server where we all kind of control it, But I've been very specific that I'm not an admin on the server. It's Bill Creed. You're still working on this painting. Maybe it'll be done by next year. Yeah, well, I haven't been near it in ages. Morning, buddy, or afternoon, really. How you doing? Yeah, I'm not an admin on there, so I have no abilities whatsoever. I keep banging that point across because a lot of people, especially if there's a PvP situation that comes up, and I was to win it, for argument's sake, because the planets aligned and I got a good shot in. You know what I mean? I don't want to be accused of cheating, because I just don't agree with cheating. There's no need for it. But there are those out there that do, and unfortunately, you've just got to try and protect against it as much as possible. But the other thing is that I'm learning loads of stuff in the background. I did my first content video that I actually created. But he's not an admin. He's a Yulin. Thank you, Blue. Appreciate it. Yeah, mate. There ain't no way that somebody with Yulin could have died the amount of times that I did yesterday in the server. Do you have 7 days, by the way, Creed? Or is it not your bag? That'll do for that. We'll do a bit of number 5 next. Yeah, I went to go and start the stream today, and then there was 2 firmware updates, which wasn't good. I mean, it's good for the fact that the cameras are all up to date now, but I always seem to start so late, and I'm rushing around beforehand because I can't seem to get myself together any earlier. And then I'm always rushing to get the stream started. And then as soon as I press the go live button, that's usually when I find out that there's something else I've got to do, or just before I press the go live button. And I feel like I'm late almost every day. Believe it or not, my plan was to have been doing this for at least an hour by now. But I had to learn how to do the me bot in my new Streaming Dead Discord. Because I've always not necessarily relied. I'm lucky enough to have some really good friends. Like Sensei, he actually made my streaming Discord for me, and so I don't know how to do it. The issue is when you let friends do that kind of thing, you don't know how to set it up yourself. And that's the situation that I've been in with practically everything to do with streaming. You know, my friends have all had a hand in making my stream and getting me set up, and I will forever be grateful for that. And please don't take my next lot of comments as if I'm not. The problem is that by them coming along and doing it for me rather than showing me how to do it so I could do it myself, all that did was kind of shoot me in the foot later on down the road, because every time anything went wrong, I felt like, you know, that guy that was constantly on the phone or on Discord or badgering, you know, how do I do this? How do I do this? This has stopped working. What do I do? And then you feel like that guy, you know. So a friend of mine has kind of pushed me into just learning it and doing it myself. And I'm not going to lie to you all. I'm bloody tired because um, I'm using my brain a lot, and then you know me and forgetfulness and whatever. So that's always a thing to factor in as well. But I've enjoyed doing it, and now I have some extra skills. And yeah, it's not like I'm probably going to use those skills to make money or to do anything else, but you know, I can always transfer them to other people. You know, explain how to do stuff and or point them in the right direction. So and now I feel like I'm getting to a point now where I'm self-sufficient, which is what I like to be. I don't mind accepting help from people, you know, but I also have a bit of pride in the fact that I can also do it myself. I don't know if that makes any sense to anybody, but it definitely does to me. I remember when my whole system went down and I had to rebuild it, and no one was really around to be able to, because everybody's got their own lives, of course, and I'm not faulting anybody for this, but everybody's got their own lives. But it's like I needed to get back to streaming and what have you, and I just thought I can't keep taking other people's time and relying on other people. So I just decided, you know what, get off your backside, metaphorically, and learn it. And it's been enjoyable. Things are not that difficult. It's only difficult because you don't know how to do them yet. Just like the $1 million question. The answers are the questions are only easy if you know the answers. You know, if you didn't know how to do mathematics whatsoever, and somebody said to you, "What does 1 + 1 make?" You'd have no answer for it. I've just done that wrong, haven't I? That's me talking now. I'm not actually watching what I'm doing. Let me close that out. I've gone over a bit that was meant to be a different colour. colour is it? It's got to go over it. Now it's a lighter one, so that shouldn't be too much of an issue, I guess. Hopefully. But how is everyone this morning? I hope the day's panning out well for you. And if it isn't so far, I hope it does. I think we could all do with a little luck. You're a bit tired, are you? Yeah, well, that's because you never sleep. There's a simple fix to that. Go to bed. I'm all right. I'm all right today. I don't know. Today I've woken up in I suppose you could call it a philosophical mood. I don't know. Kind of why I just felt like doing my own thing, taking away as much stress as I possibly can, and just sitting back and relaxing. Tomorrow I am doing absolutely nothing. I don't care if there's stuff to learn. I don't care if there's stuff to do. Tomorrow I am taking the whole day off to do whatever I want to do. So I'm probably going to be forcing myself, and I hate the fact that I keep using that as a thing that I have to do. And one day it's going to stop and I'll just do it. But tomorrow I'm going to try and go out again. I went out, was it yesterday? I don't think it was yesterday. I think it was the day before, but it might have been yesterday. I don't know. My wife took me out in the car, and for the first time in ages, I left the car and I did about 6 or 7 steps to get to the little rail to rest on it and look at the sea. So I'm very lucky that I live right near the sea. Like, literally just 2 minutes away from my front door, if that. I think it's probably less than that. Well, it's definitely less than that in the car. And that was nice. It was nice to just get out and do that, because I don't get to do that. Well, I haven't gotten to do that for years, as most of you know. So yeah, I might try and do that tomorrow. I would like to unplug from the computer altogether and the phone and everything, and just, I'm gonna watch a few. I'm gonna watch a bit of TV. I might, and this might stun some people, because I might actually read a book. I'm waiting for the sarcastic comments from Mr. Lordfree. You can read. Currently at the moment, I'm reading True Blood. I love the TV series. So do you know what? Actually, yeah, I'm reading True Blood, the trilogy. I have watched the entire TV series, and the reason why I'm reading that is because um, if there's something that I'm really interested in, I'll actually take the time to read the book as well. Sometimes I don't read a lot. In actual fact, sometimes to my detriment. I wish that I did spend more time reading, because reading is actually very good for anxiety. Obviously, like trying to pick up a book when you're in a full-blown panic attack, never going to happen. But if you can sense one coming on, or if you've just got yourself into an anxious position, or you're thinking like you're constantly sitting there thinking and your brain's racing, whatever it is that you're thinking, whether or not you're thinking that something bad's going to happen, whether or not you think, I don't feel very well and this is going to go on, it is one of the best distractions, just like this is, because you're doing something with your hands. I generally tend to not get as much benefit, and this is me personally now. I generally tend to get not as much benefit from reading it on an e-reader or a tablet or my phone. although it still does work, right? But it seems to me that when I'm actually reading the physical book with the pages and stuff, um, I don't know. I don't know if it's that connection with the book and the fact that you're turning the page and whatever else. It's just one other thing to think of, Like I'm the type of person that when I get to the bottom of the second page, um, I'll on the last paragraph, what I'll do is I'll instinctively, put my fingers on the page and get ready to turn it fast, so I don't break the reading cycle, so I can remember the last word that was on the page as I'm turning it. So I'm reading that to myself and then I'd start the next one. It's probably weird. No one else probably does it. I don't know. Maybe everybody does it for all I know. But that's kind of what I do. I've also got some superhero books that I'm about to read. I've got Black Panther, and I've got Loki. I'm looking forward to reading. But I used to be in a position where I'd love the idea of reading a book, but just could never choose. Again, I can't ever choose anything really, unless sometimes I'm in that pig-headed mind, and I 9 times out of 10, yeah, 9 times is probably about right. 9 times out of 10, always choose the wrong thing. You know what? I bought Euro Truck Sim 2 back in 2017 for a relaxing game. I played 45 minutes and I haven't played it since. So much for giving myself a stress reliever. Well, yeah, that happens. That's the point, That usually, mate, when it comes to, because I'm not going to say that stress is all mental health, but it is all part of mental health, right? I'm not saying everybody with stress is nuts, by the way, but sometimes you don't forget that stress, anger, love, panic, fear, dread, and everything else, it's all senses and feelings, right? And all of those senses and feelings that you feel are all part of the fight or flight for your body. And you got to remember something, that your brain wants to keep you alive, right? But your brain is taught by you, right? So when you sit there and you eat a big bit of chocolate cake or something, and you sit and you go, "Oh my god, that was delicious! Oh, I'm coming here again. That was the best thing I've ever had. Oh, it literally feels amazing right now." Your brain listens to that, and it's like, okay, well, next time that this person's feeling down, what we know what to do here, we just get him to get some cheesecake or some chocolate cake or cake in general, something sweet. Then all of a sudden, that's why you start craving it, and that's why you start eating it. And I know that to be true because even if you fake it to yourself, right, and turn around and say, "Oh, I really enjoyed that salad. That salad was amazing. That was the best one I've had in ages." And you say it after every time, all of a sudden you start craving salad. And I can tell you that now, that actually works. Doesn't work overnight, so don't you didn't pick up these habits overnight. You learnt them over a long time, just subliminally, little by little. But yeah, you should just put it on sometimes. In actual fact, I'm actually really glad that you've got Euro Truck Sim 2, because that is a game that we can play, because I own it as well, and I'm due. I've got a lot on my plate at the moment, especially with games that have no ending. But I've got a lot on my plate at the moment. But I do and am going to do a Euro Truck Simulator 2 playthrough. So that'd be cool to get you in on it, and you can join the company or whatever, and yeah, we'll see how far we can get. Maybe even join a convoy. Right, that was an 18. Okay, so that's that bit done. So now I can go back to that bit there. Now that's been repaired. But yeah, I try and do a lot of things. I mean, like you also have to understand, like, back when I was suffering with panic attacks really badly, before my doctors managed to get me, well, the psychiatrist rather got me on a set of tablets that actually really do seem to work. I was in a real state, so I needed to do anything and everything that I could to get myself away from panic attacks. So I've done quite a lot of stuff, and the thing is that one thing that I will tell anybody out there that is trying stuff, you know, not everybody likes everything. Not everything is going to work the same for everybody. So all I can tell you is if you've tried a couple of things and they haven't worked, just don't sit there and go, "Oh, nothing works on me," and be pig-headed. Keep going until you find something. Like, for argument's sake, my missus bought me an adult colouring book. I'm sure I've mentioned this before, and I couldn't do it because I couldn't pick the colours in there. And then she suggested to me, "What about paint by numbers?" And I haven't got an artistic bone in my body, but she got it for me, and now look at me. I think this is my fourth or fifth picture, and I've got what 6 or 7 of them lined up next. And if you'd have said to me, I don't know, 20 years ago, even 10 years ago, you'll be doing paint by numbers and enjoying it, I'd have laughed at you. What are you talking about? Really like this music that's on right now. Just really relaxing. This game is being annoying. I mean, they're kind of designed to be like that. Every game was easy, you'd be completed it in no time. Right, let's do this big bit. Let's make a real impression of this picture. I'm not going to do it all in this brush. I'm going to try and see if I can get all the edges and the small bits done first, and then we should go over to the bigger brush and make it happen. I also want to thank everybody on Twitch and on YouTube. For those of you who have watched and enjoyed my paint by numbers content, because as you could probably tell from the very first one, I was very nervous about doing this, and seeing how it was actually going to get received. And I see, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not like it's getting thousands of views, but it's not even in the hundreds, I don't think. But for the fact that there is people out there that have watched it and maybe got a little bit of inspiration, or I've decided to do something out of the ordinary or whatever, I just want to thank you. I genuinely do. And I'm very much appreciative of the fact that there was no real negative comments, if any negative comments.